He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5.
Oh, no.
Toilet! Congratulations to Derek Carr being a New Orleans Saint. Remember, he took a visit down there for a couple days. They couldn't figure out the contract. Then the Raiders let him go before the designated $40 million guarantee. He was having meetings here in Indianapolis with numerous teams. Allegedly was leaning towards the Jets. That was a lie.
Saints were the leaders throughout. Like, they were the only team that tried to trade for him. Raiders talked to some teams, but they were really the only team that had a real offer on the table. Even as he met with the Jets, even as he met with the Panthers, it was always going to be the Saints. Jets were very transparent with Derek Carr. We like you. We would offer you a really nice deal. We want to see what Aaron Rodgers does first. He's our number one.
This dude stole the weekend. Didn't even run straight. Probably could have been much faster, but his build, the way he threw the ball, I was incredibly impressed by. We all know the physical specimen that he is, and we knew that he was going to be off the charts statistically. That's like the best broad jump that the Combine's ever seen out of quarterback, best vertical leap that the Combine's ever seen out of quarterback, best 40 that the Combine's ever seen out of quarterback. And then his deep balls were going 60 yards with a flick of the wrist. I mean, right in the bucket. Is Anthony Richardson going to be Patrick Mahomes next year automatically? No. But does this guy showcase everything that you could possibly want in a guy that could be running your mobile quarterback offense? Yes. And there was a lot of people on the internet, oh, he threw it to a guy with nobody covering. It's like, yo, it's the fucking Combine. Combine don't mean damn thing for offensive linemen.
Yeah, someone can be super fast, they can jump high, they can do all this stuff, but can they play football? Like, that is what we need to know.
Voorhees tore his ACL on field drills. Some offensive lineman blew out his hamstring while running the 40. So it's the biggest moment of their lives. We need you to do everything you don't do in football to get a job in professional football.
The drills, you might as well fucking get rid of them all. They all stink. They're all stupid. They all mean nothing. Like, they're terrible. Just get rid of them all.
What do you mean?
I mean, the one where you try and stay on a line and open your hips. Like, what the fuck does that do? How does that translate to playing football?
Well, we got to use our brains. We can't just be like, man, this is how it's always been. Do it, you fat fuck. We're at the point now where we know a lot more stuff, and there's new ideas that have worked. Let's continue to evolve. I think that's all I'm asking. Jackson Smith-Njigba is maybe the most natural catcher that we've seen in a long time. He missed all of last year with a hamstring with Ohio State. There's a lot of rumors coming out like he could have played. Could he play? Is he opting to sit out pretty much, but they don't want to word it that way? I was excited to see him back on a football field. This dude is immaculate at catching footballs.
Oh, yeah.
He's the number one wideout on everybody's board for good reason. C.J. Stroud, he put on a spectacle. He's an absolute dog, this guy. He did not run a 40 either. Maybe because he didn't want to be running next to Anthony Richardson and ran a 4.4.
Yeah,
that's
smart.
probably the right decision to begin with. C.J. Stroud, though, the way he was pinning balls onto these dudes, he was putting balls right on top of dudes. And it's like he drops it in the bucket to places.
That's a good stance right there. That's a good flat back.
That is.
Huh? You see that?
That was a good flat back stance right there.
So maybe I'm supposed to be interior offensive lineman. I'm always doing the
Oh.
I'm always doing the tech, which goes to your point. That goes to what we're talking about right here. I'm supposed to be an interior O lineman, aren't I?
I think that's it. That's good. Huh? Give a little point. Point the mic out.
Fucker, right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, you shift over here. Count him. He's out. Count him. He's in. Duo.
I like it.
You got to do the fake head down snap, too.
Yeah, do the white.
Yeah, a little head bob. There it is.
That's really good.
That was good.
Wait.
What's the rule on that? What's my bad time?
Go ahead.
Wait, son.
Good looking stand.
Oh, shit. Go zero. No.
You guys got to catch that.
Milk, juice, and paper towels.
What was it?
It was Coke Zero.
Oh!
Dale Jr. and Take went down as well.
Oh, no!
Unbelievable.
Joining us now is a guy who can break every piece of information in every news article the NFL has moments after exiting our show every fucking time.
Yep.
Ian Rapoport.
Hi, guys.
Ian.
You know, I'll say this. With all apologies to my great sources, I just wanted to make sure I'm available to the people to explain what the Derek Carr numbers actually mean.
Thank you for being such a hero, Ian. Honestly, you know what? You're right.
With all the numbers, the most important numbers, 2-year deal for $70 million.
Country road, take me home to a place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road.
breaking news out of Diana Rossini's phone via Twitter. The New York Jets have flown on Woody Johnson's private plane to California to meet with Aaron Rodgers in person, per sources. They land soon. Does this mean Aaron Rodgers wants to play again? He's not retiring?
Yeah, you got to be worried. I don't think it means that there's nothing guaranteed, but yeah, they're flying out to meet him. But it also happened, if you remember Jake the Snake Plumber, he retired. John Gruden got the gig in Tampa, I believe. He flew to Jake's place in Montana or wherever he was staying and tried to talk him out of it, and Jake still stayed retired. So, I mean, you never know what could happen, I guess.
I've pretty much resigned to the fact that he is not going to be a Packer next year.
Who would you put in like a top? I
would.
don't want to
Top
force you to
five.
do a
I'll
top
tell you
anything.
right now, Randy Moss, number one. Couldn't nobody guard Randy one-on-one. He had deer speed, and he was 6'6", whatever he is. I would say T.O., number 2.
Just because he's a physical specimen, or what?
Yeah, and it was hard to really grab him one-on-one. AB will be my 3. This is going to mess y'all up. Odell Beckham. Before he hurt his knee, he was crazy work. My number 5.
Calvin
who?
Johnson.
Oh, I missed Calvin. Oh, Calvin would go 2. T.O. would go 3, and I would just bump it down like that. Calvin would definitely have to be 2.
So many teams who are quarterback needy in a quarterback needed league came out publicly immediately upon Lamar Jackson being non-exclusively franchise tagged yesterday and saying, we're not in the race.
I don't know that it rises to the legal definition of collusion, but there is no question.
That's
that
what
the
I'm saying.
NFL
That's serious,
are
though. Hey,
sending a message. We're not going to give guaranteed contracts to our players because the minute we do, we run the risk of becoming the Nets, where one morning Kevin Durant wakes up and says, I don't want to be here anymore.
How Atlanta was all in just a year ago, and you tell me you don't want no parts of Lamar?
I wonder what if it's a work?
My whole thing was how quickly these teams came out to say, hey, we are not going after him. And the only reason you ever do that, I feel like, is to protect the feelings of your starting quarterback you have there.
I truly think this is because who's representing?
I'm a massive advocate for people representing themselves. But you have to have self-awareness as well. You have to understand if you're getting fucked or if there's a chance that there is a massive opportunity waiting. I'm not saying that's the case with Lamar. Saquon had his best year last year.
When he's healthy, he's the guy. He's the guy that you have to put 9 in the box for and make D. Jones throw the ball.
He's so large. Looked like he was wearing one of those cowboy collars last year because his fucking traps. He is a dog, dude. The Giants are very happy that they can put the franchise tag on him as opposed to having to negotiate a long-term deal. And Saquon's not going to be happy about it because maybe somebody was going to give him like a Derrick Henry type deal somewhere, a 2-year deal, a quick deal. Now he has to delay that thing and again. So who knows what his future looks like. He's not happy about it, rightfully so. Do we expect $94 million guaranteed, $195 million deal for Danny Dimes?
This is a big waste of money for the Giants. Nothing against D. Jones. He's a good player, but that's a lot of money. I think they was rushing to get a deal done because they haven't won a playoff game or been to the playoff and God knows when.
Going into his free agency, his most recent games were by far his best game. Business-wise, couldn't have lined up any fucking better. And it was the first system with Dayball, who's an actual coach of offensive football. I'm happy they got a deal done.
For Aaron Rodgers, there are any number of appendages of mine that you could remove. We're not limited to the pinky toe.
Oh, you're talking about...
I don't know that I'm quite willing to go that far, but it's negotiable.
I heard Greeny, he said he'd cut his meat off for Aaron to get his Jets.
Pretty much.
Essentially.
Said? He woke up and he didn't know it was taken.
Oh, no, I would know right away, I think. That's a diehard fan, man.
How do you feel body-wise?
Coming off of an MCL surgery 2 years ago. Right now, I feel the best shape I've been in. Last year, I was kind of dealing with, some things. But you guys seen the first game back. I've been hearing a lot of trade talks. But I take things day for day, man. I don't look forward to the future. I live in the present moment. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals is the team and the roster that I'm on. I'm preparing myself for whatever the future holds.
Do you have the largest hands on earth?
I'm a 5X. Cutters, they brought some 5X gloves out the woodwork for me. So thank you, Cutters.
Dude, you're like whenever Shaq had, these companies had to make the fucking shoes.
Yeah. Size 28.
Playing wide receiver, these companies have to make custom fucking gloves because of how big his hands are. What a perfect profession for you. This is like when Phelps had the fucking, he was actually like a fish.
I didn't really tell the media too much because they're a bunch of scumbags. Jesus. And basically what would happen is every time I would, announce something, these pieces of shit would literally reach out and try to get this shit canceled. So I got to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm not telling these fucking people anything. They're on a need-to-know base. When I need them to know, that's when they'll fucking know.
The secret to all victory lies in the organization of the non-obvious. In this case, you got to...
Bars! Hey, dude, that was awesome there, Lombo.
How many players you could have right now if you wanted to take on their deal? Like Darius Slay, the corner for the Giants, for the Eagles. You could trade for him if you wanted. His agent's out there shopping for a deal, partly because he wants a new contract, and you could trade for him. So, it's not uncommon that this happens now.
Slaymaker?
Slay.
Wow.
Slaymakers
On some more money.
Okay. Hey, good for out of Detroit. There's another
Slay.
guy.
Yeah.
Out of Detroit.
Hell yeah.
Last week when I was at the combine, I met with Bean and, I got to shadow and talk to a lot of guys
Okay.
on what it takes to be a big-time GM. But one of my main questions was, as a player, it's all about winning. They tell us, AJ, when we go into the locker room each and every year, no matter if we got a quarterback, defense, no matter whatever, it's about winning. But the other side of it is not always about winning. After I see, the Lamar Jackson stuff and, other players with other type of contract disputes, it really makes me think, is it really all about winning the Super Bowl each and every year? Because if it was, then some of these things would kind of iron themselves out.
We have an update on the internet. Aaron Rodgers, who has a Twitter account, has liked a tweet. I don't know exactly what that video is or what is all in that video.
This one is the one where you need to send AJ Greeny's number.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And AJ.
I love that was the like tweet.
Yeah.
AJ, have you and Greeny FaceTimed yet? What has that happened yet?
I have not. I did not have Greeny's number. No.
That's what he said about you.
Yeah, what the
that's
hell?
interesting.
Okay.
You're the one that you have both of our numbers.
You want me to
Group text.
I mean, I'm all right. I got a lot going on.
Okay, Brian, we'll do it privately. You're right. No, you don't like group chats, chat rooms.
No, I would love for you to send me. Honestly, if you give me Greeny's number, I'd like to send him a text. I can't commit to like a FaceTime, but I'll text him.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. We're setting precedent here.
Understandable.
This is just like Ryan Poles saying, I've already got an offer on the table for 3-1. It hasn't been enough yet. He's saying, I ain't got time for a FaceTime. Okay, we got 7 kids. We got some shit to do. But certainly, that's big strides.
There you go.
Happy to hear this. 2 sports icons.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right.
Just send him little nuggets. Hey, Aaron says he looks really good in green. Just get him juiced.
Congrats to Tyreek Hill. He got like $24.85 million today.
Wow.
His salary got converted pretty much into a signing bonus, and he walks away with $24.8 million today. Hey, Tyreek, would you like to get $24 million today so our salary cap has a much smaller hit so we can open up a little bit of space maybe for Jordan Poyer?
Oh.
Maybe for anybody else? And Tyreek said, I'm getting $24 million today. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sure.
I don't have to do anything else. Just play 1 year. You do that. That's happening all around the NFL. Tone Diggs will have a full breakdown of that.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend, you're going to have a lot of eyes on a lot of vets becoming cap casualties. It's already happened in Minnesota. Our guy, Adam Thielen, has been officially released from the Minnesota Vikings.
No.
Allegedly, his contract was like 19-point-something million dollars. They asked him to kind of rework that, renegotiate that. At the age of 32, he said, no, thank you. I'd rather just become a free agent, seemingly. He wants to go to a contender. He'll probably end up at the Chiefs.
Yeah, most likely.
He'll probably end up at the Chiefs somehow.
chance.
We will all be fucking flustered by it. Or maybe if there's a guy that we know pretty well that doesn't decide to retire and decides to go to another team, maybe the New York Football Jets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big Apple.
Adam Thielen and he are very tight. Maybe he follows Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he goes and tries to find another quarterback that he loves. Thielen, a 32-year-old wide receiver who certainly has plays left in him to make a team great, is now available for every team. That is what's going to take place over the next few days. We need to remember that we are in that time of year, but we also need to try to remember to enjoy it all. Ladies and gentlemen, a FaceTime screenshot has been released by Sauce Gardner. It is he and Odell Beckham Jr., who is sporting a fantastic dye job on the top of his head in moments, I would assume, before his workout for the NFL that is taking place today in Arizona, chit-chatting. This follows Sauce Gardner doing a lot of Aaron Rodgers recruiting last night alongside Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, where they actually burnt maybe a little symbolism for Aaron Rodgers. Burnt a cheese head in a fire, stood around it, and made some statements on Sauce's YouTube and on Sauce's Twitch. And Sauce also said, there's package deals all over. If this thing happens, you need to know. So can we piece those two together? Is that what we're doing right here? Is that what Sauce just did? Or what is this just Sauce wishing good luck to Odell Beckham Jr. for his big workout today, Connor?
Yeah, it's Odell Beckham Jr. going to the New York Football Jets. And I don't want to say it. I don't want it to be the case, but that is clearly what is happening right here. Odell Beckham.
They don't have a quarterback, right? What is it?
No.
Strafolsky?
Strafolsky.
We know that Strafolsky 1 is, Taysom Hill times 8. And then 2, we know that Aaron, although he hasn't made a decision, if he's playing, he is going to one place, and that's the New York Football Jets, because that's what Rap Sheet just told us. And from last year, I believe around free agency time or towards the end of the season when, the Odell sweepstakes were still going on, Aaron did mention, hey, me and Odell have thrown around the idea of us, playing together. And I believe there was a photo brought up of them two hanging out.
He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5.
Oh, no.
Toilet!
Been there. What happened?
I was out of nowhere, too.
I believe Ty was close to doing what Connor did to his apartment toilet just a few weeks back right there on the stage, I believe.